What up, y'all? It's your guy Dawson from D&D TV. Thank you for rating, commenting, and subscribing. Everybody who's donated, those of you all who will. Also, go over to my other YouTube channel, Dawson Speaks TV. Make sure you subscribe over there and click that notification bell so you get notifications when I drop a new video. Now, let's get into this topic. Alright, thanks for clicking on the video. Hope everyone is doing well. Now, as I approach these topics with respect, I want you all to please be respectful in the comment section. Now, we all have to abide by community guidelines here on YouTube. That goes for content creators and those who watch the content. So please be respectful in the comment section. I can't believe that this day has finally come. I've been waiting for this day for a long time, and many of the people who were victims down here in Miami have as well. A well-known Miami Gardens pastor is facing multiple charges after authorities say he stole an elderly man's home through a complicated scheme to defraud. Pastor Eric Redden, pastor of New Beginnings Missionary Baptist Church, was arrested Tuesday on charges including exploitation of the elderly, organized scheme to defraud, conspiracy to commit organized scheme to defraud, grand theft, and theft of a person 65 years or older, according to the Miami-Dade State Attorney's Office. This is a great day in South Florida. You all, this is the Lord's doing, and it is marvelous in our eyes. Now, I'm going to let you all watch this video, and I'll be back with the rest of my commentary. And you all know me, I'm Dawson, and I won't hold back.
Working a developing story off the top at 6, a well-known pastor under arrest.
He's accused of preying on seniors, and local 10 investigator Jeff Weinseer has reported on him since the very beginning. Jeff is live now with our top story at 6 tonight. Jeff?
Calvin, we have done countless stories on Miami Gardens pastor Eric Redden since 2017. And afterward, the question has always been, why isn't this guy behind bars? Well, tonight, he is. Pastor Eric Redden turning himself in earlier this morning, now facing 5 felony counts.
This is an elderly exploitation fraud case.
Miami Gardens pastor Eric Redden now behind bars, charged with exploitation of the elderly, organized scheme to defraud, grand theft, 5 felonies in all.
He basically, over the course of 18 months, stole this man's dream retirement home that he was building, and there's a second set of victims, a newlywed couple that he was sham renting the same property to.
Today's charges stem from a story we first reported back in 2017 where Edward Fuller told us Redden stole his house. Redden is the pastor of the New Beginning Missionary Baptist Church, and the state says Redden took Fuller's house under a corporation tied to the church.
He used, in the transfer of the property, he used a corporation which is affiliated with the church that he is the pastor at, and so he's intermingled both his business and the church money as well.
76-year-old Edward Fuller worked for the post office, retired, was planning to build his dream home to leave to his daughters. When he ran out of money during construction, he told us Redden appeared, that someone in the permitting office said he may need money. Fuller told us Redden persuaded him to sign over the deed to the house temporarily so they could get loans. Fuller says Redden then sold the house right out from under him without giving him a dime.
The senior victim, it's over $267,000, Your Honor.
Were you more trusting of him because he was a pastor?
Most definitely, yes. I promise you, man, you're going to get your house back. This is what he told me.
You think about a man of faith, and then you think you're dealing with a man of God, and no one like that would ever do anything, wouldn't be a fraudster.
Over the years, several people told us they gave Redden deposits to buy homes, to buy cars, loaned him cash for church events, and when things didn't work out...
You think you can come after me? You don't know who you're dealing with. He's going to come after me and my job.
He say he can't be touched.
Redden refused to talk to us and actually sued anyone who did, but those suits never went anywhere.
He's got no comment. He's not talking about anything.
After our stories ran, Pastor Eric Redden sued Local 10, WPLG Incorporated, for $50 million plus, saying we hurt his reputation, and any business he did he wasn't doing as a pastor, and we shouldn't have called him a pastor in our stories. He obviously lost those cases. Redden and his attorney owe Local 10 close to $70,000 in attorney fees and time. Bond right now set for Redden at $42,500, but get this, he can't post bond until he proves to the court that the money he's going to use has come from a legitimate source. There is a hearing expected tomorrow morning. The Florida Department of Law Enforcement, also involved in this case, and Local 10 News has also learned that the Broward State Attorney's Office is investigating a possible case of fraud against Redden. At this point, no charges filed in Broward. They are in the investigative research phase. We'll, of course, keep you posted when he bonds out. For now, we're live outside TGK. Jeff Wines here.
All right, y'all, let's go in. Now, before I go in, let me give a shout out to Local 10 News down here, and especially to the news anchor, Jeff Wines here. Jeff, you have been on this story since the beginning, and you gave the victims down here in South Florida a voice, and you allowed everyone to hear their stories on the news, so I appreciate you for that, man. Big ups. And to the victims, all of the victims, because Mr. Edward Fuller was not the only victim. There were several victims, and you all have to Google this man to see. I am happy that this day has come for you all, and I hope that justice is served on your behalf. Now, let me talk to these pastors down here in South Florida. Some of you pastors, not all, some of the pastors that know Eric Redden, you all saw these news reports and these stories of victims that have been happening, I think, since 2017, 2016, all the way up until now. We're in 2022. There have been several news stories on this one pastor in Miami Gardens. And some of these people who know Eric Redden, you ministers, you didn't do anything. When your congregation would say, oh, pastor, what about this? And what are we going to fellowship with this man? I got people would write me and tell me. Some of you all would say, let's pray, let's pray. And that right there, that shows me that you all are complicit. You all agreed with what he did. Because if I know that there is a wolf out in society that's attacking vulnerable people, as a leader, I'm going to tell my people to be careful, to be aware of it. I'm going to tell them that all of these news stories, because it was more than 7 news stories, probably about 10 that came out on this man, and victims kept saying, he's took money from me. He took my car. He took my house. And some of you pastors didn't do anything about it. You didn't warn your congregation. You didn't warn the community. And I'm talking to the pastors that know this man, who still called him in to preach, and you went to his church and preached. Many of you all still fellowship with this man in his congregation, inviting him to speak at your revivals and your conferences. Come on, y'all. This is why I tell you all to wake up, because wolves run in packs. What you mean, Dawson? Wolves run in packs? You know what I mean, and if you don't, I'm going to tell you. Wolves run in packs because cooperation allows them to bring down their large prey. And the cooperation of some of these pastors who are wolves in sheep clothing allows them to prey, P-R-E-Y, on the vulnerable in many of these religious institutions. Take a breath. I feel like talking some mess today, you all. Many of you all don't know what I have gone through down here in South Florida just to have this YouTube show. The letters I get, the comments I get from people who know me, people I've worked with, people I've been to church with, ministers I know. They watch this, some pastors I know. They'll tell me when I'm out and about, hey, we see your show, keep doing your thing. And some will ask, why aren't you coming back? Aren't you? No, bruh. When I told you all about the corruption that was going on, when I told you all, hey, this is happening, when other people came up and said, why is this allowed to happen? This is abuse. This is fraud. What are y'all doing to the people of God? Many of them told us, many of the ministers, the elders, the prophetess, the prophets, just pray. Just pray. Just pray. You know that there are wolves in sheep clothing out here doing all kinds of manner of evil against the people of God, and you all see this and you don't want to warn them? You don't want to tell them to be cautious about certain things? Nah, I don't roll like that. So that's why we have Dawson Speak TV. And if I lost all of those friends, all of that association from church, I don't care. Because I'm like John the Baptist in the wilderness telling you all to wake up. Prepare ye the way of the Lord. Not for all of this foolishness that's going on. Now, some of you all may not get my show and you may not like it. And as I tell you all and have been saying for years, and I said I was going to stop, just don't watch. Because I've been doing this for years. And I ain't got tired yet. Eric Redden, I hope they throw the book at you. To the victims, I'm glad you all are getting some form of justice. And I hope this is a lesson to all of you ministers and people in leadership in these religious institutions that no matter how many titles you have, how many famous people you know, and how much money you have and clout you have in the community, you'll never be above the law. Until next time, it's your guy Dawson. Take care of yourself and each other. Go off in the comments. Let me know what you think about this. Peace.